Since the market is crashing, you've seen it today, airdrops thankfully are not getting released now, otherwise they would go to that. So I want to go and take a little bit of a technical analysis and check out the charts, especially for Ethereum and Bitcoin in this first video. Then of course, if you like it, I will bring Solana, I will bring Link, I will bring all the others. So let me know in the comments down below if you wish more videos like this to be released. But with that said, we jump straight onto the laptop. And the first thing is about Bitcoin. Now, you've probably seen it over on Twitter. What is it that people say that potentially 76 was or will be the low part, or 73 or 72 or whatever? Well, first of all, it is because it was a previous highs. It has served as resistance. We've seen it also over here. So this is the strongest support that we have. And as well, guys, if you want to come and trade with me, I trade over on ZoomX. Is a full non-KYC exchange. You can go and trade from anywhere you want: USA, UK, Africa, Canada, wherever you want. Link will be down below if you wish to support me. There is a welcome bonus for all of you. There is also a a lucky welcome bonus over here that you simply need to go and check in. Once you sign up, check in. I've already done it, and go and play here, as well as other different bonuses. And we also have the reward. So once you go over here to your reward center over here, you can go and get a 5 USDC coupon, and then more 10, 5, 20, 85, 450, etc., as soon as you go and participate on this one. But the link will be down below, and I love this exchange. I'll partner because they support a Formula 1 team, which I really like. But back to ZoomX. So we see here the Bitcoin support, very nice and strong. It is over here. Now, of course, we had different phases of the shorting of the market, and we see here as well how this goes. So let me go and try to take this one away so you have a clear look at the chart. This is on the daily, by the way. It is going absolutely down. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so do not get me for what, do not trade with what I say. But what is the sentiment here? Well, over here we had a lot of liquidity to go and grab, which we are doing right now. This is called the grabbing liquidity. And this is what we see. As we see, we skyrocketed up, and this is a liquidity grabber that goes, of course, from 85K to 73K, which is why you've seen it, a lot of people mentioning about it. And now we are just on a downside. Why are we on a downside? Because of the taxes implemented by the US president. That is why, and it's not only Bitcoin, this is like 2020, this is oil, this is gold going up, oil going down, housing, markets, Dow Jones, S&P 500, and all of that, as well as Bitcoin, of course. And if we go and look at Ethereum, it's probably even worse. It has gone down tremendously, 20%, and now we are at 1,400 as well as before. Here we do have one support that served before, which it is approximately the 870. That's why people say it, because this line over here, this was a rebound from 800 to go all the way up then to, we see it here at 2000, and then all the way to 4000. That's why also people are saying that potentially Ethereum could drop at least at the 800, so that there is this rebound if the market keeps on. But this is only what, I'm no financial advisor, I'm no economics on Wall Street that trades 10, 22 hours a day. Let's go and also find out what the community says. So for example, we have it over here, which we do see that also the trading line over on the 2018 bull run, it was over here the height at the same level we have now. So we are breaking that level that happened, and we kind of rebounded. If we go to the hourly, potentially on the daily, it looks like we are recovering from this one, which went at 143, which was the 2018 heights. And it's crazy that we're talking about the 2018 heights, but we are. And as we see on the hourly, we had a drastic fall down, as we see over here. And now, I mean, just look like a rebound. And now let's see how Monday goes. Let's see how Tuesday goes. Let's see how the tariffs comes into place. If there's more, if people start to have conversation about possibilities of this and that. But yeah, it is not looking good. However, this is what we're looking for Ethereum, as well as the 800, which we're going to go and see later on. Here we have another community, idea, which is from Bitcoin has done below 75K and has erased all gains since Trump wins. Because we've seen it with Trump. When Trump came into presidency, we did have the heights of heights. We had it over here. If we go on the daily charts, we're able to see it better, all the way up to 110,000 per Bitcoin. And then it just went down. So we have that, and we have here also Ethereum on a lowest of 2.5 years. We see it here: stocks, gold, crypto, oil, etc. all is going down. This is not just a crypto market crash. This is a full-on global recession, which in a way the president of the US, President Trump, could be doing what it is doing to go and try to lower the interest rate in the US, like he mentioned he would, And by doing this, the interests have gone down. I believe they were 5% and now they're at 4.2%, and they want to go about 3 or 2% if I'm not mistaken. But it is a whole market that needs to rebuild, have, some token on it. We see also over here, which you have the Ethereum USD perpetual contract. And here it is another weekly gap. This is what we were talking about, the $800 mark, the weekly gap over on Ethereum. We have the tops over here and then the IDM over here, which it is one of the market. And here is the full-on liquidity. And here is what we're talking about at the $800 mark, which we see it over here. And the weekly FVG, it's around 800 to 500 here now. This is super low. Will I be going by when they are this low? To be honest with you, if you are a long-term supporter of crypto and think that it's just a phase, then yes, even today, Ethereum at this price is a beautiful, also Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. I believe Solana is double digit. Solana also went extremely down. It could be a good opportunity to buy for the long term. Yes, because the market is bleeding. It's a crash. You buy when it's low and you sell when it's high, of course. But we see here that there is the possibility for the $800 Ethereum if we do go any lower, and then there could be the rebound over here at the 1.2 to 1.3k to then go up. Of course, this up movement, it is everybody hopes for it, everybody wants it, but the up movement only will happen if everything in the world's economies goes right. Ethereum, Bitcoin, and all of that will not be able to do it all alone. We also have people guessing that it's gonna go up, whether they got insider trading or not. Why? Well, because they have a 50 million position long on Ethereum at a 20x of a non-hyper liquid, this address over here. As we see over here, they have a $47.6 million position, 20x leverage with 32,000 Ethereums on it. The entry was at 1,400. The price as this taken was 1,400. And of course, the liquidity is gonna be about 1.2k. So people are also thinking to go long on this one. Not that you have to copy. Well, I will do what they do. This is just what the market is happening right now. Here we have another explanation, a little bit more in details about the Bitcoin curve as we see over here, which it is seem to be following this pattern. And if it does follow this pattern, it does mean that we could rebound on the low part at 63,000, as we see here, the max pain chart over at 63,000, could also potentially break it down. And then it could rebound all the way up if it does follow this pattern of going up and down, which it is on the long term, meaning that if you are on the long term, buying it here, buying at 63,000, it is the best, of course, rather than buying it over here, but it is following these candles and these graphs over here. Of course, this is from another users, and this is what a max pain chart for them would be. I think, could we go any lower? I have literally nothing to say. Like, it was already 22k was low, 77k was low, and now we're below 77k for a while. We stayed below 77k for a couple of hours, which is not that much, 76.5. We have regrouped nicely from 74k on the daily charts, but if we go on to the hourly, it's just max pain with a little bit of green. And then let's see whether or not this was the lowest or not, but we will see it later on. On the other side over here, we got another Ethereum. This is the Bitcoin graph, not the Ethereum graph, as we see over here with top, low, could be potentially third low to then go and rebound all the way up. And here we are talking about a 72k range, as we see from this chart, as well as the perpetual contract over here on the Bybit, which I believe it is the Bitcoin and USDT update. We skipped the bigger push and straight down. Not many others on the city has been seen like down coming, to be honest. This is somebody that, talks about his viewing. And as we see it over here, what does he say? Well, he says up, down, more pain, more gains, more pain, more gains. Once again, this is just an idea from somebody on the internet. Everything will be given out, whether Trump decides to be like, you know what, guys, I'm sorry, 0% tax everybody. This is how the market will just go parabolically up. If he says, you know what, another 40% to everybody, because he's just playing dominoes game at this point, then the market will go down. So you see that even everybody that you find online, whether it is me, whether it is them, that they talk about a technical analysis could be wrong, because nobody knows what the people higher above are going to talk about. Here we have another one. This is a guy that I follow over on Twitter and over on the Bitcoin charts over here, which we see that it could also for him go over to the Q4 of 2022 height, which it is 74k, which we kind of did on a notice over here, bounce from the 74k. but it could still happen, and then we could go all the way to the CME close on the top at 85k. We got the March low, the weekly open, and the different charts. Here it was his position. Of course, it could happen. This could also play out, but it could also simply go even lower, as we said, if the market decides to go down and if the president decides to say, oh, this or that, and then just crash it down. So of course the market is, it's not up to us. You can do extremely well at charts reading, absolutely yes. But if somebody higher above you says, hey, 40% tax to everybody, that 40% tax, whether you're a great technical analysis or not, are going to bring the market down. It's going to be a whole global recession, and there only needs to be found a solution. But with that said, I hope you did enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later on today. Ciao guys.